Hi, my name is James White in Dr. Bowler's 3010 marketing class, and today for our cultural learning experience we got to make a video, and what we're going to do during this video is we have a selected country of choice, and mine happens to be the lovely country of Mexico. And what we're going to do today is we're going to give you some key survival business phrases that you might need if you were to do business in Mexico, and we're also going to prepare a traditional dish. And for my dish, I've chosen to make the carne asada. And to do this, what we're going to do is spray down the pan first with some olive oil. Take a strip of meat we have cut up right here. Just a little piece. We're only making one dish right now. And so we're going to get that in the oven. Alright, and to tell you just a little bit about the dish we got here, it's a real versatile dish. You can eat it by itself. You can just cook the meat and cut it up, and you can eat that maybe as a snack or a small meal, or you can put it in a sandwich. Maybe a torta is a Mexican type of sandwich, and you can also put it in a tortilla, kind of like a taco or something like that. Oftentimes it is accompanied by fruits and vegetables, which we got some over here. As you can see, we got some cut up tomatoes right there. We got some avocado, some lime, and a little bit of cheese just to sprinkle on top at the very end. And that's also going to go along with, we have some beans over here and some rice over here. But the way it cooks, it's a thin type of meat, so it really doesn't take that long to cook. It's only going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. It's not like a thick type of steak you would see here in the United States. You would eat in like a Roadhouse or something like that. And we're going to put the rice in here in a second. As you can see, we've got a nice set of rice here. We need to get our water boiling a little bit more. Well, one thing you might need to know when you're in another country, your business survival phrases. The first thing you would come across is you're getting off the airplane and you're trying to get to your hotel, but the first thing you got to do is you got to find your luggage, and you might need to ask where that is if you can't read the signs. So you might say something like "Donde está el equipaje?" and someone can point you in the right direction from there. And once you get your luggage, you're gonna need to get to a hotel. And to get to a hotel, you might need to take a taxi. In that case, you would say something like "Puedo llevarme a un," and then name where your hotel is, give them a address, and they might be able to point you in the right direction. And when you get to the hotel, you got to get to your room somehow. You might have to speak with a desk attendant or a clerk, and you would say, "My name is, can I check into my room?" Because they need to know who you are. So you could say, "Mi nombre es James White. Puedo entrar a mi cuarto." And now we're going to get the rice going. It's coming up to a boil right there. We're going to make a couple of half cups equals one whole cup. Put this in. Lots of Mexican dishes have rice on the side of it. It's just the way it works like that. It's a good thing to accompany the meats and the vegetables and the fruits that often are on the dishes. And we're going to have to flip the meat here in a little bit, about halfway through with it. Also, if you have a business conference in this other country, you know, it's in Mexico, people are speaking other languages, you want to introduce yourself right off the bat so they can get to know you a little bit. And you might say, "Hi, my name is James White. I work for," and list the company who you're working for. So you could say, "Hola, mi nombre es James White. Yo trabajo para," and list the company. And maybe you want to just get to know, get things started rolling, conversation with somebody, ask them how they're doing. For instance, you could say, "Cómo está hoy?" if you're asking how they're doing today, or if you're going to say morning, you could say mañana. That's how you say morning in Spanish. You could ask where they're from, kind of get a little background history. It never hurts to get to know who you're speaking to. So you could say, ¿De dónde es usted? And usted is a formal way of asking someone where they're from. That's always the business-like manner which you should go about it. And you can ask what their profession is. We'll check on the rice. Yeah, looks like everything's going well. You ask them where their profession is. You can say, ¿Cuál es su profesión? And you can get to know what they do for a living, get to know a little bit more about them, and maybe what company they work for. ¿Para cuál empresa trabajas? And you could get to know about that. We need to flip the meat, get the oven glove right here. There it is. Looks like we're cooking well. As I said earlier, carne asada is a very marinated type of steak. You can also use chicken, but in most circumstances you use steak, and it's quite a nice dish over in Mexico. Also, if you're in a formal meeting, maybe you work on a marketing team, and you're trying to, looks like we're overflowing a little bit there. You work for a marketing team and you're trying to sell the product of the company, so you don't even really know what this product is. You're trying to get a feel for it, trying to get to know the people that you're doing business with. So you might ask them, what is this new product? You could say, ¿Cuál es el producto? And they could fill you in on that, and you can get to know a little bit about it. You might ask them how much they're trying to sell it for. You could say, ¿Por cuánto los estamos tratando de vender? And that's the way you can find out how much it's selling for. Looks like we're boiling over here. The rice is almost done. We got about a minute left on that. There we go. And you could ask them what their target segment is, who they're trying to sell it to, what type of group is going to buy this product. I'm sure they've done some research on it, or you'll help them out with that. You could say, ¿Cuál es el segmento objetivo para el producto? And you could find out who exactly you're trying to sell this to. And you could also ask them, are there many competitors? How many people are you trying to sell against? Your competition. You always need to know that, because that's what drives business. And you could say, hay muchos competidores, and you have to kind of raise your voice because you're asking the question. In the Spanish language, when you're asking a question like that, it's the same as stating it, but you kind of need to let them know with your the way it sounds, how it's going to be, whether it's a declarative statement or a question. And you might want to ask them, have there been any product defects? And you could say, ha habido algunos defectos de los productos. And that way you know if the product's been having any trouble, because you don't want to be trying to sell a product to somebody that's messing up here. You need to kind of know what you're dealing with right off the bat, and what type of sales pitch are we making. How are we going to sell this product to the people? And you could say, ¿Qué tipo de argumento de venta estamos buscando? And that lets you know what type of sales pitch you're making. You want to know how you're going to market the product to the other people. The meat should be getting done right about now. Yeah, that looks good right there. As you can see, it's a little crispy around the edges. You want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. And we'll take a look here at the rice also. Still need a little bit more time on the rice. Now we'll get the beans going, so we can put that up in the microwave. Cook that for about a minute. Alright, still got our meat there. Yeah, let's get a fork over here. Step out of the camera a second. Here's our beans. We got that. Set that right there. rice. We still got a little bit of water in there. We can work around that. Get a paper towel. Add some avocado right here. A little bit of tomato. Sprinkle some cheese. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Carne asada, a traditional Mexican dish. This evening we have our lovely special guest with us, Dr. Bill White and his lovely wife Lynn, and they're also my parents. And they're going to try the dish I've made today, and let's see what they have to say about it. They've chosen a marinated carne.
Muy bueno.
Okay, alright.
Very good.
Very good.
Meat's tender.
So now, as you can see, you have your traditional Mexican dish of carne asada, and also maybe you've learned a few business language terms you can use when you're in Mexico. Thank you very much. This is my cultural learning experience, and my name is James White.